Come on in, come on in. Oh, I ate you. I hope that y'all are well. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me send this out. Come on in, come on in. Hey there. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Put a one in the comments if you can hear me pretty clearly. I want to make sure I'm clear first. Perfection. And put in the comments where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Y'all can hear me. Perfect. Well, I'm pulling up my iPad. Hey, Texas. Hey, Michigan. I'm trying to pull up my notes. Y'all, I don't know if y'all are like one of these type of people, but I don't even know how many notes I have in here. I'm scared to look for real because I know I have like thousands and thousands of notes on my phone. Seriously. It's insane. Hey, Texas. Come on in, come on in, come on in. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. And so, what I do is that I help ambitious women embody their feminine leadership to achieve emotional mastery, sustainable success, and magnetic influence. Hey, Marilyn. And the work that I've done has supported me and supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, figures to multi six figures, and myself building a 6 figure plus ground from the ground 6 figure plus business from the ground up without hustling. I'm a prime believer that you do not need to hustle for a coin. This is not that. So I don't believe in working yourself into the ground. I believe in understanding the power of your magnetic influence and being a master of your emotions so that you can create sustainable success, because that literally is how you will be able to do that. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking about Magnetism Reset, the key to winning in 2025. So what I want you to do, I want you to do two things for me real quick before we get deep into this. All right. First thing I want you to do is share this with an amazing woman who needs a reset. That's an ambitious woman. Share this with her so she can get her reset going on. The second thing I need y'all to do is click the link in my bio and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, because I am hosting a masterclass on New Year's Eve. I'm going to drop more details about that. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to be going live for the rest of this week, and I'm doing an amazing series to support y'all in closing out this year. Okay, so two things. One, share the live. Number two, click the link in my bio and go subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I will be having a free masterclass on YouTube on New Year's Eve. Now, what time is going to be? You're going to find out tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just playing. But make sure that you're here tomorrow, because I will be going live again tomorrow. I am doing a series. I plan to make sure that you go into 2025 understanding where you stand spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, and financially. So if you're ready to do that level of work, stay tuned. Okay, there's more. So today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about Magnetism Reset, the key to winning in 2025. And like I said, for those who are joining, my name is Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist. And so I help ambitious women specifically embody feminine leadership. And this supports them in achieving emotional mastery, sustainable success, and magnetic influence. Okay. So the key thing when it comes down to influential people and having influence, which creates impact, you have to understand your personal magnetism. So I'm able to support women in getting in alignment with their magnetism. So why is it so important for women to be in alignment with their magnetism? Because when you understand your magnetism, you know how you attract. And if you're attracting something into your experience, then you can stop attracting that into your experience, i.e., narcissistic people, i.e., horrible dating experiences, i.e., people who continue to use you, i.e., experiences that continue to drain you, i.e., sitting at tables that won't even serve you a plate when you are the one who served the food. Okay? These things stop happening. You stop becoming a victim because you begin to understand how these things magnetize into your space. Okay. So, like I said, share this with a woman who is ambitious and who needs to reset before 2025. Click the link in my bio and go subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm hosting a free masterclass over there on New Year's Eve. So if you're wanting to get right and you didn't waste the time, I'm going to spend the next days with the 24th. I'm going to spend every day but Sabbath getting y'all together with these lives, getting y'all together with my written content if you are on my email list. So just hold tight. I got y'all. Okay. So if you are wanting to get right and understand where you are spiritually, mentally, emotionally, socially, and financially, then stay tuned for the next couple of days. Okay. All right. So today we're talking about magnetism reset. Like I said, the key to winning for 2025. If you see me looking down, you will see me looking at my notes. Okay. Because I love to keep my notes in my iPad. So let's go ahead and get straight into the truth of the matter. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what is happening in the world. Thank you so much for these likes, loves, and gifts. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's happening in the world. But what I need you to understand going into 2025, you have two options. Either you are going to win or lose. There is no, you going to get on a grading scale, you can get a C, you either going to pass or fail. That is literally the era that we're going into in 2025. Okay. And it all comes down to literally one thing, and that is magnetism. In December, about a year ago around this time, I made an announcement to everyone who was on that live can vouch. Everyone who was on that live last year, when I'm about where I said what I'm about to say again, confirm it for me in the comments. Last year, I told women there was going to be a great divide happening in 2024. There were women who were going to be in the space of mastery. Those women were going to have rich experiences. Those women are going to manifest a multitude of things. And then I also stated that there were going to be women who were in the state of mediocrity. These women would still be arguing over things like, do men do such and such? You would still be arguing about things. Well, why does this keep happening to me? And those women in the space of mediocrity will continue to attract their match, because they don't see that the reason why they keep matching with these type of people is because it is a reflection of them. I said all of these things. And what do you see happening? What was the common denominator? What was talked about all year? People were so focused on relationship content that they were missing how the world was ramming it to them. The country basically was ramming it to them all year long. The people who were in the space of mastery were reaping rewards. They were attracting relationships that were supporting them and creating richness in their life, not just romantic relationships. See, they got people in the comments saying, yes, ma'am, you did, and say, yes, you and did. I said these things. I said these things are going to happen. And I'm telling you right now, in December 2024, the only option you have from this point on going into 2025 is either you're going to pass or you're going to fail. You're going to win or you're going to lose. You're going to pass your initiations, which are going to appear in your life like crises, or you're going to fail these initiations because you refuse to make a decision and you allow yourself to be crippled by things. A lot of things are coming, and you really need to start paying attention to the position that you want to be in 2025. Okay. So let me show you, like I said, the one key thing that's the difference between the women who in 2025 operated from a state of mastery versus the ones who operated from a state of mediocrity. The women understood their magnetism. The women who were in a state of mastery understood their magnetism. The women who were stuck in a state of mediocrity do not understand their magnetism. So they don't realize that they are the reason they are attracting a lot of things into their space. They are doing a lot of this blaming. Okay. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Let me show you how you can do the reset today of your magnetism, because it really does need to happen. It's not something that you need to wait on. You don't need to be waiting to 2025 to get started. You need to get started right now. Today is December 24th. If you followed my methodology in that TikTok that I posted last week, where I told you you can complete 30 tasks towards either making more money, being more creative, or being more healthy before 2025. If you were right now in a state of, let me see, it's a 20, you got 7 days left. So you still, if you completed 3 tasks a day, according to what I taught you in that formula on that TikTok, you can get 21 things done. You can push yourself 21 days ahead of schedule before you even get to 2025. That's if you really about their life though. People say they want to change their life, but they really don't be want to change their life. They just want to look the part. They don't really want to be the part, because being the part means you have to make some different decisions. And a lot of people don't want to make those real decisions. And that's okay. But don't get mad when you stuck where you are, because that is your reality. Everything is about energetics. When you understand that life is about spiritual law and science, basically physics, and a multitude of other things, biology, when you begin to understand those things, it becomes easier for you to navigate throughout this life, because you understand how things work. As a woman, you need to be balanced spiritually, mentally, and biologically in order to thrive on this earth. Okay. So, like I said, you're either going to win or lose in 2025. And like I said, it all comes back down to your magnetism at the end of the day. I told y'all last December what I told women, it happened. There are women out here who are achieving mastery in the form of manifesting miracles, creating wealth, building relationships, and expanding their mindsets in their territories. That's what a lot of women have experienced this year in 2024. But there's also women who have sunk deeper into the space of mediocrity, okay? Manifesting chaos. This has not been a good year for them. Attracting the wrong type of people in their space that further push them into chaos, okay? Staying stuck in cycles that honestly they don't deserve, but they don't really know how to get out of either. And I'm talking, and the thing about it is, it's not even just like, oh, it's a money thing. These are women with money that do this, that have these issues, that have achieved things. They are the ones who are doing a lot of this, okay? Like I told you, the difference between those two women is what they magnetize to themselves. What you magnetize into your experience gets magnified in your experience. Don't you ever forget that. What you magnetize into your life experience is what gets magnified in your life experience. If you invite brokenness and you magnetize brokenness into your space because you serve and you see yourself from a broken state, when that brokenness comes into your space, that's going to magnify. This is why when you get with somebody, you worse off than you were when you got with them. This is why you are now worse off after being and dealing with this person. Okay? Because what you've magnetized into your experience from who you are in the vibrational tone that you set out gets magnified. And so when you hear people say your relationships tell your story, they do, because it gets magnified. That's how your business gets told. See, a lot of y'all think y'all are healed until you get into these relationship experiences, or until you start dealing with the dynamics of dealing with the opposite sex, and we really get to see what's magnified in your experience. Until you get a real friend in your life that really is with you, not someone who just aids you in your foolishness, then we get to see what's magnified in your experience. Your relationships magnify what you have magnetized into your life. So if you have it's clear that this is disrespect and this is abuse that's happening in this experience between you and someone else, that is very clear that it's magnified, because you magnetize that energy to yourself, because you abuse yourself, you abandon yourself, you don't value yourself. And because of these things, your reflection is the relationships that you have. See, a lot of y'all doing shadow work, and y'all really need to come over here and work with me, and let's get that reflective work going on. You need to get mirror work going on, actually. But a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all too busy in the mirror trying to play tricks and glamour and do all of this different kind of stuff by being in the mirror, when you need to really know how to utilize the mirror to see yourself and see the different reflections that you have magnetized, that basically have set your life on fire. Your life is on fire due to the things that you continue to magnetize into your space. Thank you for these likes. Okay. So again, whatever you magnetize gets magnified. And why does that happen? Why does that happen? Whatever you attract gets large. Why does that happen? That happens because you magnetize what you identify with. You magnetize only the things that you identify with. So when you're trying to figure out how you keep, attracting narcissistic people into your space, you only magnetize what's already within you. Let me help y'all out, because a lot of people think that they're better than what they are. So let me put everybody on game. Everyone is a manipulator. Start there. And everyone has a level of narcissism. And I don't think people tell you enough about this for you to grasp this understanding. There's a difference between having levels of narcissism and actually having NPD, which is actually a disorder. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into this. Number one, why am I saying that we have levels of narcissism? I just want you to open your phone and tell me how many selfies you got in there. I just want you to open your phone and tell me, how many pictures and all of these things do you have of yourself just sitting in there? That's a level of narcissism. The thing about it is that it's not an absorbed level. It's not to the point to where it is operating from a space of sorcery. When you come up to the NPD, which is the narcissistic personality disorder, we are working with, basically, if we're dealing with a man, we're dealing with a warlock in that sense. Okay. So what warlocks operate from, or how they operate in that space when they suffer or they have NPD, what they do is that they will drain every ounce of energy from you. They will drain everything from you because they are absorbing you. They are absorbers. And when they are done absorbing, they go get another source. That's what they do. Once they have gaslit you, which is a form of warlock witchcraft, once they, do all these things to make you feel like you're crazy, because witchcraft is nothing but the ability to change your mind. You thinking that they do things like this. And this is a form of witchcraft, whether people want to realize it or not. If you lose your keys, right? Or you put your keys in one place every single day, and then for some reason your keys are not there, and you tell somebody who is in that space, who operates like that, who plays with your mind, and what they start to do is they start helping you look for your keys, knowing doggone well they're the ones who actually hid your keys. So now it has you thinking what? That you're crazy because you always put this right here. You always put your keys in the same spot. So how is it that your keys are not in this spot? And so now you're questioning your reality. Now you're questioning yourself. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Whether you realize it or not, it's witchcraft. This is why I tell women who don't really understand how to discern, you don't need to be off the porch trying to date anybody when you lack the ability to distinguish what is right and what is wrong for you. When you don't have a standard for yourself, you are you're a very attractive victim to someone who operates in that space. They will do things to you to make you feel like you crazy. I've seen scenarios where men have said, who have taken it, and see, this is why I have to be extremely careful with energetics and who you're dealing with spiritually and all of these things. Because I have seen men who are warlocks, who have narcissistic personality disorder, and they will know that you suffer with mental illness or mental health issues. And as soon as something happens, they will relate that back to your mental health issue. They will relate that back to your trauma that you have released to them. See, some of y'all give them ammo to take you down. They are taking notes. They are taking notes. And they are figuring out who you are and how to play with you. And if you don't understand the way that you operate, if you're not able to discern, if you miss the signals, you won't know what you are in until all of your energy has been completely absorbed. That's what warlocks do. A lot of y'all are so concerned with women and women practicing witchcraft that you don't realize that a lot of you are laying down with warlocks. Y'all ain't just talking to them. You ain't just dating them. You're continuing to lay down with them, which they further have an amplified access to your power through your womb, because your womb is where life comes through. That's a life force portal. And what they do is that they get access to that portal and they just pull more energy, more energy, more energy. And you ask you, how could a person do this? When the question is, how could a person who loves themselves and values themselves and understands their identity could sit there and allow someone to dishonor them and disrespect them like that? That's the real question, not why they doing it to you. The real question is, what is it within myself that I am doing to myself that makes it okay for me to sit in experiences like this in such a long period of time? See, that person can talk crazy to you because you talk crazy to yourself when you make a decision. When you make a bad decision, what you feel is a bad decision, or you do something that what you talk to yourself so crazy, so it's okay for other people to talk to you crazy. You don't take care of yourself. You don't honor your own goals about you going to work out and do the things that you said that you're going to do for yourself. And then you get mad at someone else when you magnetize a person into your space who does not honor your request either. You don't honor your own request and your own goals. How are they going? You don't commit to yourself, but you want commitment. A lot of y'all need to wake up. You are not an energetic match for commitment when you are committed to your own goals. You're not. You are not. So a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Who you are subconsciously is truly who you are, and what it is what you magnetize to you. What you entertain confirms the story that's in your mindset. So you ain't got to convince me that you love yourself. You ain't got to convince the gram that you love yourself. The way you treat yourself, the way you present yourself, the people you have around you, the people you get in relationship with, let me know how you treat yourself. Like they say, show me your friends and I will show you you. Show me your relationships, the people you are in romantic relationship with, and I will show you the truth of your subconscious mind. I will bring you back to the reality of you. I will bring you back to the reality of you. Because all of it tells a story. But see, when you understand the science of time, again, you should understand the science of yourself. When you understand the science of time, you begin to stop looking at time as if it is your clock. It is this, it is that. There is chronos time, which is your chronological time, your days, your seconds, your minutes, your hours. And then there is the kairos time, which is your seasons, your ebbs, your flows, your ups, your downs. It's the tide, right? But ultimately, what you realize is that time is simply a formula that is made up of this. We got a cause that has an effect that creates a pattern, that if you sit in that pattern too long, it becomes a season. Then it becomes, I'm sorry, wrong. Time, blah, 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 backwards. Time, we got a cause, we got an effect, okay? We've created a new pattern. No, I'm correct. And then we have a season. We didn't set in that season a bit too long, so now it's a repetitive cycle. This is how you create the cycles in your life. This is how, if you understand that formula, which is something that I teach, if you heard it from anywhere else, guess what? Guess what? Come and let me know so I can send my attorney they cease and desist. Because when you understand time from that space, it's what you cause that affects you, that creates patterns, that creates seasons in your life, or that impacts the seasons in your life, that creates the cycles of your being. And time operates in the form of cycles. So when you understand how time operates, you get a little bit more intentional about your decisions, because if you cause one wrong move, it can affect everything else in your life. Period. And we don't really realize that, because that's, as women, we don't realize that we are currency. We don't realize that we are time, we are energy, we are attention, we are money. And because you don't understand these things, you worship these things, or you waste these things, or you improperly steward these things. Therefore, you don't get an expansion on these things. You cut your time short. See, let's get into it. You seem to have no energy. You're always drained. You can't seem to focus, but you want to blame it on the fact that you're easily distracted. No, focus is actually a skill set. It's a skill that has to be fine-tuned. So if you're not practicing mental self-care, you are not fine-tuning that skill of focus, which is why you cannot really focus. And this is coming from someone who has supported people in the area of ADHD, okay, who also have autistic attention deficit issues. I've supported women in actually healing that. See, when you understand how you are currency and how you are designed, you begin to hack your own matrix. So what they tell you about hacking the matrix and coming out of all these things, the matrix is hacking your own mind. Hacking your own mind and understanding the reality of what you are capable of and what you are actually here to do. And when you begin to maneuver according to that, you stop wasting time, you stop wasting energy, you stop wasting attention, and you end up making more money because you stop wasting it in spaces that don't make you more money. Okay? So again, your time, your energy, your attention, and your money. The highest form of currency in society is attention. You would think it would be money. It's not money. Thank you for the follows, likes. You would think it would be money, but it's not money. Money is actually on the lower scale. The reason why I tell you time, energy, attention, and money, and why money is the last one on that scale, because money today is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. You can look that up on Google. Okay. The $100 bill you got in your pocket that y'all trying to kill each other for, it is made up of literally 75% cotton, 25% linen. It literally has no gold backing. The only reason you see it as valuable is because the people have told you that it actually has value, when in reality they dropped the gold standard in 1970 something. They finna trash this dollar and we finna get a digital dollar. They finna show you that money don't mean nothing. Just imagine taking your own kind out for cotton. Literally. That's because you don't understand that you are the actual value of the money. What does that mean? You mean to tell me if everybody decided that they were not going to go to their 9 to 5, do you think these companies would thrive in 24 hours? Baby, they would be on the phone trying to figure out what your demands are. If everybody decided in the entire world in the United States that they were not going to go to work, everybody, because y'all too scary for that. Let me just be honest with you. Y'all really too scary for that, and y'all real faithless. Y'all not really about that life, because you always, you think with your carnal external mind. And so because of that, you sit in spaces, you don't realize that you're the money. They lose money when y'all all don't decide not to come to work. They would lose money. Why? Because you are what gets them to their goals. That's why you signed that contract in HR saying that you were going to work with them, not realizing that what you were signing was actually a soul contract. And I talk about soul contracts in my course, Speak Right Teach, where I teach you how to create value that actually gets you paid by corporations, by companies on a high level, so you can start making them pay you instead of letting them play you. And this is coming from someone who's gotten it. Okay. So what you have to understand is that if all y'all didn't go to work and all y'all decided that y'all were not going to participate in this system one day, they would have to figure out how they're going to make money. When you sign that contract to work with HR, you're basically stating to them, I'm volunteering to use my mindset, my heart set, and my willpower to execute your goals. So you are making a commitment to let them tax on your soul, because your soul is made up of your mindset, your heart set, and your willpower. So you're allowing them to tax on your soul to meet their goals. And this is why y'all feel played after 30 years of being with them, because you feel like they owe you something. When you are the one that signed this soul contract, they knew exactly what they were doing. And then you let them sell it to you for cheap. Then you sold it for cheap. See, we go into these experiments in these situations and you don't really understand how it goes. You're so happy to be in the room. You don't ask for more money, even though you're letting them tax on your soul. Because that's what's happening. And you say, oh, they're not taxing on my soul. Why are you stressed out about work then? That's mental. Oh, they're not taxing on my soul. Then why you in your feelings that old boy got promoted over you when you didn't? Oh, they're not taxing on me. Well, why you spend all your time when you get home? You're so exhausted that you can't even cultivate the home that you have gotten from working so hard. You can't even cultivate it, decorate it, or even put any love in it because you're so exhausted from working that job. If it's not taxing on your soul, it's a soul contract to me. It's a soul contract. And I ain't even mad at it. I'm not even telling you that it's wrong, but I need you to be aware of it, which is why you need to put a time. How long are you going to let them tax on that soul? You going to let them get 30 off you? If they're going to get 30 off you, at least make sure that's what you're supposed to be doing. Make sure that's in alignment. See, a lot of people magnetize illness into themselves by staying at 9 to 5s that exhaust them, that stress them out, and that make them sick. I used to work for the Department of Children's Services in the area of serious incidents with children, all the way up until unalive. So I have seen a lot, and I do mean a lot. Okay. I had said to myself that I was only going to work at that job for 5 years. Okay. I said I was only going to work at that job for 5 years. And you know why? Because one woman said something to me and it made me think, baby, and I was done right there. She said, didn't nobody have no health problems till they got up in here, baby. And they went around and started listing the health problems they had, from high blood pressure to this, to that, to this, to that, to this, to that. And by the time I hit my 5th year, I was so hormonally imbalanced that I was going bald in the center of my head. I was almost 100 pounds heavier. See, I had said I was going to give it 5 years. I got to the point to where it literally had me extremely hormonally imbalanced, vitamin D low. See, y'all in these office cubicles, ain't no sunlight, barely no windows. Y'all don't think these corporations know how to drain y'all energy cycles? Y'all don't think they understand how human behavior work? Y'all don't think they understand the culture and the population around the people that they're bringing in so they know how to play y'all? Y'all don't think they do You know how much money they pay for like research? You know how much money they would pay a person like me to come around and assess the scenario to be able to tell them how they could win morale with you and keep retention going? They invest a lot of money in studying who it is that they're going to bring on, the population. Okay? They know how they're going to treat you. They know what they're going to pay. They know exactly what they're going to do. And staying in spaces that are not in alignment with you, and you thinking you have having a midlife crisis at 38 and somewhere between, it happens between 28 and 30 sometimes. That's kind of like the first one. And then there's another one that kind of happens around 30, between 38 and 40. So now you're sitting in a space, you've been at a job, or you've been, you've done all these things, and you're sitting there and you're exhausted and you're in crisis because you hate what you do. You roll your eyes at the fact that you even got to get on a Zoom call. You having an anxiety attack before you even log into work. These things are magnets. All of that stress is magnetizing illness into your space. And do you want, when illness gets magnetized into your space, because you off guard? Because let me explain something to you about energetics. One of my modalities and my specialties is that I'm an energetic psychology practitioner, which means that I understand how emotions and stress work on a cellular level. What I can tell you is that when you sit in chronic stress, you invite illnesses into your space, such as high blood pressure. High blood pressure can blow your kidneys. Blow your adrenals, which sit on top of your kidneys, which are your glands. Once you blow your adrenal glands, you will find yourself in a space of having to be on dialysis. And if you cannot afford to be on dialysis, I would not want to be sick in a society that's already stressed. So if I were you, I would work on my healing. But let's just say it got to the point where it got so expensive and you couldn't afford to go to dialysis. Do you know you can go deaf? Do you know that there's a connection between your ears and your kidneys? And if the toxins get so backed up, not only will your kidneys not be functioning and you be acting up, but you will no longer be able to hear. So imagine spending so much time not listening to your body scream that it's stressed out just for you not to be able to end up hearing at all. See, these are the type of games you play when you sit in spaces that you know you don't supposed to be in because you're scared. Because you don't know how you're going to make money. Scripture says that you have creative and witty inventions in your very being. The reason why you have no additional money, which you are literally made of money because you have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. You also have the kingdom of heaven with you, according to Luke 17:21. So not only do you have gifts, but you also have power. You have access to ultimate power. Yet you sit at a space where you may be making a little change to be able to get by, when you know you're supposed to be doing something different, when you literally are living a life that is not in design for you, and that's going to catch up with you. That's where the midlife crisis come in. That's where it come in at. You ain't having a crisis. You are going through an initiation. What you finna do? You're going to pass or fail. You're going to keep being fake by wearing this mask and working in this scenario that you know doesn't serve you, or you're going to step out into reality and you're going to shed the mask and you're going to trust and you're going to go full-fledged and you're not going to play. And because what's the worst that could happen? You just might magnetize better experiences, more money, and a better situation into your life. Because what are you magnetizing right now? What's magnified in your life right now that's stressing you out so much that you've magnetized into your experience, that you've called in to your experience, because that is what you are energetic match for. You know why women are struggling in the area of mediocrity? Do men still do this? Is this still happening? Why do you're meeting your match. You are meeting your energetic match. See, some of y'all think y'all done read all the books and got all the degrees and did this and you done did the work. If you are still sitting on the vibrational state of fear, and talking about you out here trying to build relationships, that's why your anxious attachment style is not getting healed. This is coming from someone who used to have it. That's why you can't be secure, because you're operating from a space of fear. And when you are sitting on the vibration of fear, when it comes down to relationships, you ain't finna convince me that you out here taking bold moves and strides and risk in real life, because you won't even leave a relationship that's not serving you. Let alone, but you serve dinner, breakfast, lunch every day, but you ain't getting served at all. You won't leave that experience to elevate yourself and grow, but you want to convince me that you're ready to really start a business and you're ready to get that work. You ain't ready. You ain't ready. Ascension, you're going to lose things at Ascension. A lot of y'all are so scared to lose that you refuse to change. And I don't want to hear no complaining, because what you complaining about is because you ain't changing it. That's your fault. What's magnified in your life, that's a monstrosity of a mess, is what you've magnetized into your life. And it's time for you to look in the mirror. You can do all that shadow work journaling all you want to. You can go all the way back to your parents and talk about how you got this from them and da-da-da-da-da. But your parent ain't the one looking in the mirror. Your parent ain't the reflection, because other people that you see, your family, you get your family for a reason. You may not always you get your family for a reason, and it's by design. And this is how you can see 3 children, 4 children all grow up in the same household and they all be different. You have those parents by design. Because as that parent is growing, each child is getting a different experience from that parent, a different version of that parent. Okay? And it is shaping that child's reality. But as you begin to grow up and expand and get wisdom and understanding, you are the chooser of the experiences of your life. You are the one responsible for creating your own reality. You. The Most High steady will give you the desires of your heart, but you don't know the desires of your heart because you're too busy listening to the programming of society that's telling you should do X, Y, Z when that don't even align with you. That's why a lot of y'all try to use these femininity tricks. See, I'm a feminine leadership strategist. Using feminine energy and my feminine essence and understanding my feminine design is how I've been able to make the type of money that I've been able to make. Okay? From the ground up without doing an ounce of hustling. It's the same way I've been able to use the same formula to be able to lose almost 100 pounds. It's the same thing. What people don't understand is that you cannot hold on to old things and think that you are going to go to a new level. I don't care if it's people. I don't care if it's thought processes. It's everything. Everything you think you know about life is crumbling right now. Systems are crumbling right now. And if you don't shatter your own mirror, do you hear me? If you don't have nothing I tell you, if you don't shatter your own mirror, the perception in that mirror is going to be shattered for you in 2025. And I don't want that for women. That's going to be a hard hit for some of y'all. Shatter your own mirror. Shatter the perception. Shatter who you used to be. See, ain't nothing wrong with starting over. Listen, I've lived a multitude of lives. Do you understand what I'm telling you? In my 41 years of living, I've lived a multitude of lives. And every time I don't like a version of myself and it is not giving what it needs to give, I will burn my old self to the ground. I will burn everything associated, attached with that to the ground until it becomes ashes. And I will rise from that ashes a whole new being. You don't know me. And that's how people need to see you. They don't need to see when you let people don't need to know you know you. Because when you allow people to get too familiar with you, you invite levels of disrespect that you don't want. Baby, don't ever think you know me. I'll transform in a minute if that's what the Most High demands of me. You understand what I'm saying? So don't you be real careful and clear about where you stand, because that also makes a huge difference to what literally is magnetizing into your space. Okay? I just joined. I'm gonna run down here. Yes. Because for what? Why are we waiting to 2025? Oh, I'm going to do this. Baby, her now. Her now. Her right now. Even if it's burning who you are to the ground right now, burn it to the ground. They don't know you. And you don't need to say to them, you don't know me, I'm changing. It's going to be clear they don't know you. And I am telling you, when you get into that space, the people who are truly with you, they going to rise to the occasions. And the ones who ain't, they going to fall off. And both of them are necessary, because as a feminine woman, you need to understand the principle of rejection and acceptance. Because a lot of us want to be accepted, but see, you don't want to deal with the duality of being rejected. You want to attract, but you don't want to repel. Some people are going to be repulsed by who you become. Let them. Let them. Because one thing about magnetism, baby, when you come into the full energy of who you are, you're going to attract so much light. You're going to attract so much, and you're going to repel so much. People are going to hate you just for your energy. They gonna hate you just because, dang, she just won't die. She just won't go down. Every time something happen, she just come back and she get better. And I'm gonna do it every time. I'm gonna do it every time. Because pain does nothing but either positions you for progression, or if you sit in it, it will cause regression. So you either can transmute that energy up and create something amazing, or you can stay in that space and destroy your life. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy. Be careful not to become your own enemy. The enemy has come to steal, kill, and destroy, but be careful not to become your own enemy, because that is the reality. When you steal your own joy and you kill your own confidence by the things that you participate in, you self-destruct, because that's a breaking of the spirit. Don't you dare become your own enemy. And the one way that you become your own enemy is by not burning yourself to the ground when you know you need to. You are participating in the sabotage of self. And how dare you get mad at someone else for joining you in the party? Because you should have burned the village down yourself. You the one with the match. You are the one with the match. Baby, y'all done got me too far. Let me get back. Let me come back. All right, Most High. Let me come on back. Okay? So like I said, there are women who are in a space of mastery. There are women in a space of mediocrity. The difference between those women is simple. It's what they are magnetizing. If you are identifying only with pain, with fear, with doubt, that's exactly what you're going to continue to magnetize into your experience. That's exactly that. That's energetics. If you ever want to not have something, all you got to do is worry, and focus on it. So if you're like, oh my God, I want to get married so bad, I want to get married so bad, I want to get married so bad, and that's all you consist of, that's all you consumed of, you can hang it up. You can hang it up. Because what is happening is that you are obsessed with the idea of marriage. So every man that you meet, you're going to smell like a repellent to him, because men value their freedom initially. So if you coming in the gate trying to be like, and you don't even got to say it, that energy going to come from you. Because like it says in scripture, right? Out of the mouth, the heart speaks. So you think you're going to hide what's under your skirt, but energetically, you're going to give off the energy of a desperate woman, which is going to repel exactly what it is that you want. So if you want something, if you want to not have it, all you got to do is upset, oh, I just want to make money, I want to make money, I want to make money. You're not making any money. How do women come to work with me and go from 0 to almost 15K in 30 days? How do women come to work with me and go from 5 figures to 6 figures and 6 figures to multi 6 figures? Because I teach them the power of their energetics. I guide them back to themselves. I guide them back to themselves, because the answers are within you. The issue is you don't know how to close out the distractions. You don't know how to master your emotions, so they master you. You overthink because you lack faith. Faith is the belief. And belief impacts biology, and which biology influences the way you behave. This is exactly why you can believe that you're pregnant, start throwing up, start having all these symptoms, and go to the doctor, and then voila, you're not pregnant. And guess what? You're not throwing up anymore. That's how powerful the brain is. You can trick the body into believing a lot of things. So what's been on your mind lately? How is that energy circulating through your body? Is it attacking your organs because that energy in motion, which your emotions are the definition of it is energy in motion? How's that negative energy and motion impacting your heart? How's that negative energy and motion impacting your liver? How's that negative energy and motion impacting your kidneys? How's that negative energy and motion impacting your spleen? And when we have an issue with the spleen, with the heart, with the spleen, with the kidneys, and with the liver, guess what happens? Dun, 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 dun. Now you have issues with your menstrual cycle. You got issues with your menstrual cycle. You got womb issues. You got fibroids. You got polycystic ovarian syndrome. You haven't had a cycle in a while. Your cycle's not very irregular. See, the body tells you what the T is. See, when you having issues in your wealth creation station, which is known as your womb, when you having issues in your wealth creation station known as your womb, that's a big warning, baby. The body is stressed. It's either emotional stress or it's chemical stress. And a lot of times it's both. A lot of times it's both. So, what are we doing? Stress, specifically, if we're talking about anger. Chronic anger ruins your liver, and your liver has over 300 functions within the body, including one with your menstrual cycle, several actually. When your cycle is not in sync, we start having issues with creativity. Because there's a connection between the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and your ovaries. That if you know how to use that, you actually can use it to make more money. That is actually what I taught my client who went from who went from 6 figures to multi 6 figures. She still uses that formula to this day to be able to make money because she understands how her hypoaxis works. Again, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and ovary. There is a connection there. That increases brain function during one of the phases of your menstrual cycle, because you are not just having a menstrual cycle of 5 to 7 days. What about infertility? What about it? DM is specifically exactly what you're asking. Okay? Is it a course or to work with you one-on-one? I have both available. Okay? So let's talk about this. I want you, like I said, if you are only identifying with pain, fear, doubt, and things like that, that's all you're going to magnetize into your life experience, okay? People who speak directly to their struggles, or always speaking about their struggles, are in a sense worshiping it. And let me explain what worship by definition means according to Strong Concordance when we're talking about the word worship. To worship something means to reverence it. To worship something means to respect it. To worship something means to continue to call it forth to you. That is what happens when you're saying, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. You are worshiping the problem. To fear something, okay? I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. To fear not having or fear lack. Fear is to worship. And a lot of people fear not having a husband, fear not having money, fear not having this, fear not having that. And you are actually worshiping the fact that you don't have these things. Because when you take your mental energy and you spend all that time focused on how you don't have this and how you don't have that, you are literally stealing your own joy. See, this is how you become your own enemy. You're stealing your own joy because you're spending more time on that end of the spectrum when you could be spending time on this end of the spectrum, which actually would support you in creating. But no, you want to continue to steal your own joy. Joy, or grief, which is the opposite of joy, impacts your heart. There is such a thing called broken heart syndrome. There is such a thing called broken heart syndrome. You can exacerbate your heart to the point to where it is broken and you are out of here. And until you have seen someone up close, like I have, leave this earth in that space, in that, with broken heart syndrome, you will start taking life a bit more serious. You see things all the time happen where you may see a elderly couple where one person may pass away, and then 6 months later the other one passes away because it's broken hearted syndrome. It tells you to guard your heart above everything else because from it flows life. So this is you being very careful about who you invite into your heart space, what you invite into your heart space, and making sure that you are extremely guarding your heart space. And I'm going to tell you, this is how you know if you are not in a space where you are guarding your heart space. It looks like you're always the victim. I want you to think about people you consistently hear this on a regular. You hear people say, why do I keep attracting narcissistic people? This is a person who lets me know offhand they lack self-awareness. Because if that is your continued experience, you have to understand that there is a very fine line between being a victim and being a volunteer for an experience. Because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply are not paying attention. Period. The Creator gave you this beautiful, God-given intuition. You know when the math ain't mathing. You know when something is off. The problem is always your belief. The same reason why you don't operate fully in your business is the same reason you won't lead that man. Your belief. See, That's why belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way you behave. That's why the scripture tells you to guard your gates. Got to be careful who you listen to. Got to be careful what you take in. Got to be careful what you let in your portal. So you are to guard your gates, your eyes, your ears, your womb. These are gates that can support you in creating or destroying your life. And when you are asking, or why do I always attract narcissistic people? Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I've never, let me just tell you, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I've never met a good person that wasn't good to themselves first. I'm gonna say it again. I have never met a good person who was not first good to themselves. It tells you in scripture that you are to love your neighbor as you love yourself. But you believe that you should do all these things and do all these things for your neighbor because the programming of Disney showed you should fight. You better fight for their love. You better fight for their struggle. You better fight for scenarios that don't serve you but actually make you sick. You better fight. Interesting. You better fight. You better struggle. You better be careful of the programming that you take in. All this, I don't know why people are doing this to me because I'm a good person. A good person wouldn't allow themselves to be treated like that. That should not be a summary of your experiences. If you continue to get treated like that, are you good to yourself? What is it within yourself that you are not giving yourself, that you magnetize these type of individuals into your experience? Because they compliment. See, people compliment you, baby. Y'all be out here looking for compliments from people when the people in your life are compliments to you because they reflect you. Because how can two walk together if there is no form of agreement? You can't. A liar and an honest person is not going to be sitting at the same table because a liar is not going to feel comfortable in the presence of the truth. It is true. The true nature of a liar is to lie. It is in fallacies. It is in falsehood. To have to sit at the table with a person who actually is a truth teller, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. So as much as you think you're not like your whorish friend, girl, I don't be doing all that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you be doing something. Because there's a commonality there. Because how can y'all, if you don't agree, and that's a character thing, then how are you walking together? How is she feeling comfortable walking with you enough to even disclose that to you? So there's a level of comfort. Stop the lies. Cut it out. See, this is what we got to stop lying. Another one. Why do I keep attracting narcissistic people? Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. I mean, how do you set boundaries when it's your mom or dad or someone close? I mean, that's my mom or my daddy. Let me tell you something. If you asking any of these questions going into 2025 or anything like this, why me, victim, people keep doing this to me, I just got a big heart, I don't know why people do this, I can tell you right now, it's you. It's you. It is you, and your energetics are completely off. They are completely off. Your magnetism is not in alignment with the life you desire, which is why you keep getting the results that you are getting. And I need you to understand that what you want and what you desire, you ain't aligned with. You are only aligned with the chaos and fear that you continue to experience. See, that's what you're an energetic match for. It's the equivalent to someone saying, giving $1 million, or someone who cannot manage money, wanting $1 million. You're not an energetic match for that. And a lot of y'all think that you're energetic matches for things that you are not an energetic match for. You're not. You play toxic little girl games and you think you're an energetic match for a healthy relationship. Healthy relationships build wealth. Toxic relationships are bad for your health. Wealthy men are not attracted to things that are bad for their health because they work too hard to get their wealth. So they ain't gonna play with you. They ain't gonna play with you. Not in that sense. They may discard you. They ain't gonna play with you though. Because they're not gonna let you be a threat to what they've built. See, a lot of them don't like that. But that's the truth. So you really have to start paying attention. What are my energetics aligned with? How is it that I'm magnetizing these things? And let me put you on game. And here's the truth of the matter. A woman who is in a state of war with herself will only ever see her life as a battlefield. I'm going to say that again. A woman who is constantly at war with herself will only ever see life as a battlefield. That's the reality that you've created for yourself. point blank period. But a woman that's in sync with her feminine design, she knows her value, she knows her power, and she knows how to win, because she looks at life as if it is a game of chess. And what she understands is everything is about her move. What she understands is she just has to make sure that her moves are intentional and strategic. That is how she knows, and she comes off on top because she knows how to win. Y'all don't know how to win. You don't know how to win because you're at war. You're at war with yourself. And when I say you're at war with yourself, this means that your mind and your heart and your willpower are not in agreement. Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when I say you at war with yourself, girl, my mind's saying this, but my heart and my body, you are at war with yourself. When you are having those experiences, that lets me know there is no order on the inside of you. There's no order. That means your mind run you, meaning you overthink and you overanalyze and all these things all the time. You are a sucker and a slave to your emotions. Anybody can prick you out, and you can give them your power by throwing a tantrum, cursing them out, and getting all out of pocket. You can't even contain yourself. You can't keep yourself together. You are powerless. You have no access to your power. You have no access to your power. And that's one of the most dangerous positions that you can be in as a woman. Because when you have no access to your power, this is how you become a slave to systems and a slave to savage men. And I said what I said. See, that's how you become a slave to these systems of this world that it talks about in Romans 12:2, for you not to be of this world. And this is how you become slaves to savage men, because you don't believe in your own self to create your own reality. So you feel like you need to go lay on your back to get it, or you feel like you need to try to trick him out his spot to get it, not realizing that you're playing energetics, you're playing with spiritual law, and you're going to get played. Because nobody can play you without your permission, your participation, or the fact that you simply were not paying attention. And a lot of times women who chase these type of things, like chasing men in those aspects and chasing money, what they don't realize is that you are sowing a seed energetically into the universal algorithm. What has been created is an algorithm. The universe is the largest algorithm. It is a responder. Whatever you sow into that algorithm, you're going to reap. It tells you that God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. So if you sow deception, thinking that you're going to go into this experience to try to con someone out of money, there's a bigger seed. There's a bigger fruit coming your way that's rotten. You just don't know it yet. And you may even be able to get a little bit from that experience, but you're not going to be able to keep it, because guess what? Anytime you obtain income or money from a space of evil, you cannot keep it. That's what it tells you in scripture. You're never above spiritual law. You ain't never going to be able to outwit spiritual law. You ain't going to ever be able to out-analyze the science behind this thing. Everything you get from me going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. I love research. I'm an absolute nerd. I like to do my thing, and I understand magnetics. I understand magnetism. I know all about attraction. And this is coming from somebody who used to extremely repel, and now I sit in a space where I attract what I want. I magnetize a digital nomad lifestyle into my experience. I get to live and work from anywhere. I left the corporate experience at 35. Supposedly, I'm supposed to hit a wall. I'm 41. Let's say I'm supposed to hit walls, right? I'm 41. My dating experiences are absolutely amazing. I meet some of the most amazing men on my travel assignments that treat me extremely well. I can't sit out here and say no man is doing me any kind of way, because I'm not. But that's also because, again, I understand that I am the queen, and the queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. So I understand everything is about my move. I move intentionally and strategic, even when it comes down to men. So the men I magnetize into my space are a reflection of me. Okay? The people I experience I call into my experience are a reflection of me. The health that I have magnetized and that has magnified in my life since losing 100 pounds came from me seeing myself that way before it even happened. Me hitting 6 figures and plus in my business and creating a business from the ground up of being able to do that came from my understanding of magnetism. So when I tell you that I teach you the spiritual aspect, the scientific aspect, and the psychological aspect of who you are as a woman, and learn how to use that in such a space that your magnetic influence is so powerful that you not only achieve emotional mastery, but you create sustainable success. I ain't for play. I mean what I say and I do what I do. I mean what I say and I do what I do. And some of y'all need a reset on your magnetism, honestly. Okay? So, again, I give you what I gave you in the beginning. You know, in 2025, you either going to win or you going to lose. Hold that question for me about attraction, envy, and jealousy. Don't let me forget that. Everything you need to know about me is a link in my bio. Make sure that y'all click the link in my bio and you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be having a free masterclass on New Year's Eve. I don't know what time yet, or y'all gonna know by tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you go over there and you subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot more lives and everything over there on YouTube. So go ahead and get over there. I'm going to be having a bunch of stuff going on. So yeah. But anyway, so either you're going to win or you're going to lose in 2025 as a woman. You either going to step up or you're going to be left behind. That's just the reality, okay? If you want to start the process now, I have a class called the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. This is what I use to lose almost 100 pounds without stress or deprivation, starving myself looking crazy. How I built a 6-figure business in alignment with my natural energy without hustling. I used to be a hustler now. I used to be a hustler, but I told you I was bald in the center of my head and almost 100 pounds heavy, okay? And this also in this Magnetism Reset Masterclass, I'm teaching you how and the formula that I use to create a digital nomad lifestyle while mastering my emotions and my magnetism, okay? So in this class, this is what you're going to learn: how to align your mind, your heart, and your soul to stop self-sabotaging. You're going to learn how to use and what the science is to magnetize better health, more wealth, and more success. Now, let me let you know what wealth is according to how I see wealth. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and for these hearts. Wealth is not money. I know y'all like to believe that. Another lie. Okay? Wealth is the following. It is financial resources, which means that you have the resources to achieve your goals, live your lifestyle, do the things you need to do. It is emotional fulfillment, number 2. Okay? It is time freedom, number 3. It is healthy relationships, number 4. And it is growth and purpose, number 5. That when you say you're building generational wealth, those are the 5 buckets you need to be pouring into. Your babies need to know what you need to understand: financial resources, meaning financial literacy, management, all that. Okay? All of it. Goals, all of it. Not just getting money and leaving them an insurance policy. No. They need to understand what emotional fulfillment looks like, which looks like regulation, which looks like intelligence, which looks like emotional processing. They need to understand what time freedom looks like. You don't want them being slaves to corporate, to slaves to system that don't care about you. Haven't you had enough? You want them to go through that? Okay, no. So let's help them figure out how they're going to buy their time back, okay? Or how they're going to keep their time. Healthy relationships. What is the display when it comes down to your relationships? Do your children come home and see you sit around your friends and all y'all do is talk about people because y'all messy? So now you raising another messy woman that's a damage to the collective. Like, what are the relationships that are around you? Do people see healthy masculine and healthy feminine around you? This is wealth, okay? Growth and purpose. Are you elevating spiritually and personally? Are you pouring into those buckets? So we talking about generational wealth. That's what we're speaking of. So if you are wanting to magnetize better health, more wealth, and more success, and you want to learn how to shift your energy to actually start attracting what you want instead of what you actually fear, then click the link in the bio and get access to the Magnetism Reset Masterclass. Is $111. The price is going up today. It is going to be $150. So if you want to get it today while it's $111, go ahead and get it, because here's the thing. I see a lot of people talking about what they're going to manifest in 2025. We are literally 7 or 8 days away from 2025. So do you really want to walk into this new year feeling the same way you feel right now? Frustrated, stuck, asking the same questions all over again. If you don't, the Magnetism Reset is a chance for a fresh start. Like I said, at midnight, it is going up to $150. And I want you to click the link in the bio so you can go ahead and get access to it. Y'all need to stop waiting until the new year to say you're going to really do something for yourself or really start achieving your goals. You need to start right now. I done gave y'all formulas on how y'all can catapult yourself ahead. I've given you a bomb free formula on TikTok in that video where I was breaking down how you can get them tasks done before January 1st. So if you're wanting to make more money, if you're wanting to get healthier, if you're wanting to really create a life you desire, you really need to be starting right about now. And you need to hit the reset button on your magnetism, because if 2024 didn't give what it was supposed to give, it's going to give you the exact same thing in 2025 if you don't shift and change something, if you don't hit the reset button. And if you don't know how to hit the reset button, you're going to be in a struggle, because you need to learn how to work with your energy as a woman. You need to work with the 4 phases of your cycle, which I teach you in that Magnetism Reset class, because that's a big thing. You need to know your cycles. Why is it that men know your energy cycles and corporate know your energy cycles and you don't know your energy cycles? We have got to grow up. You need to know what you need to be eating around your cycle. You need to know when your brain power is out. You need to know how to use that hypothalamus, pituitary, and ovaries, that axis to make money. Y'all out here trying to scam men and cry about stuff that you can change. Seriously. So I really need y'all to really start doing that work and realize that what's magnified in your life that you are not enjoying is what you've magnetized into your life. So if you want to shift that, you can click the link in the bio and get the Magnetism Reset Masterclass to help you reset the process. Yay! The emails are going to go out for those probably within an hour. So just check. Within an hour, you will get your email. But stop playing. Stop playing yourself. Stop waiting. And let me tell y'all something about what I taught in this masterclass. I have been, and this has been since 2019, I have manifested every single thing that I have wanted when I have done this work in November and December of every year since 2019. This is how I manifested 6-figure business. It's literally how I manifested better health, because I literally was able to shift my energy. Y'all, there is no more time for you to wait and waste. Y'all need to be quantum jumping every day. And if you work with me and you understand energetics and you get my courses, I put you in positions to make great jumps. I had a client come to me, want to start a business in 5 years. We started it in 5 months. I had a client that wanted to make, I think she said she wanted to make at least like $10,000 in the next 30 days. We quantum jumped and she went from charging $250 to getting offers for up to $14,000. See, but this is when you understand time. And I just broke down for you time. My understanding of time is how I teach women how to collapse time, which is collapsing time, which is them actually jumping into a new experience, a new quality of life. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. My track record stands. My receipts alone. I have helped hundreds of women do this work. Okay? So it works if you work. So if you want to do the work to reset your magnetism, you're going to be good. Make sure y'all click the link in the bio, get access to that course. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you do not miss the masterclass I'm going to be having on New Year's Eve. I am going to be going live every day up until, except for on the Sabbath, because y'all know I keep Sabbath. But yeah, drop your questions. I think, let me see. Drop your questions. What was the jealousy and envy thing? I need her to bring that question back for me so I can answer it. I think she said like attracting jealousy and envy, but I don't want to say it wrong. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. But here's what I'll tell you just from that aspect. When you are a woman and you just seem to attract jealousy, envy, the first thing I need you to understand is that there's a very fine line between jealousy and envy. And once the line is crossed, to go from being a jealous person to be envious of someone else, or to become an envious person, that's where we've entered the danger zone. Okay? There are times in life where you will see certain things and you may covet that, right? Which coveting is inappropriate, is not right, but it happens and you can check yourself once it happens, right? So coveting could look like you see a relationship and you're like, oh, this relationship goals, I want that. I want to be, I want this, right? So in that moment, you're coveting that what you perceive that experience is. Because again, this is based on your perception, because you don't know the reality. This is where women mess up right here. You don't know the reality, but your perception of that has you coveting, which is why it tells you in scripture that you should not covet. This is why you should not be jealous of people who have a bunch of money, because you don't know what they did to get that wealth transfer. And if they didn't sacrifice on the front end, or if that sacrifice compromised their ethics on the front end, you better know they're going to get it out their tail on the back end, because ain't no free lunch. One of the most powerful laws of the 48 laws of power, you better despise the free lunch. There's always somebody always paying for it. So naturally, people will have moments where they covet things, but if you don't have a checking process of you coveting an experience from your perception, this is how it expands into a state of jealousy. Okay? So it starts with the actual coveting, and then it goes into jealousy, which is more like a state, because we did not check the initial issue, which was the coveting. Okay? So then when we go into the state of jealousy, or we go into the state of envy, this is where it gets dangerous. Because now we're going to start seeing actions that come from the space of envy. I'm going to use this wonderful example. I want you to think about the story of Cain and Abel. Yay! Can't wait to have it. And for you, to have you and to hear your thoughts about it. But I want you to think about Cain and Abel for a second. It started with Cain coveting. See, he coveted the fact that the Most High accepted Abel's offering. He was like, that wasn't even all that. See, it started with that. We're not dealing with the fact that you wanted to give the last and not give the first. We're not dealing with the fact that you wanted to give scraps to one that gave you all that you even had. We don't even want to get into that. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. But we want to covet the attention that someone else is getting when they actually completed the assignment. They actually did what they were supposed to do. So that's the coveting. Okay? So now let's go into the aspect of jealousy. Now, I'm going to put y'all on game. Y'all really should get the Apocrypha or the Ethiopian Bible and read deeper into what happened in that moment when he actually took out his brother. Because there was a conversation that ensued between them two. I ain't even going to get into it. I'm going to challenge you to go read that for yourself. Okay? I want to say, I'm going to look for sure, but I'm going to try to look before I get off here. But I want to say it's either in the book of Creation, which is like Jubilee. But I'm going to double check before I get out of here. But there was a conversation that ensued. And jealousy is what rose from that conversation with Cain and his brother. And when he got jealous, and basically like Abel was like, so I mean, what about it? Like what you gonna do? Because God gonna da-da-da. And what he did was that envy struck him to hit his brother and take him out. Okay? That envy caused him to strike his brother and take him out. It started with the coveting and went into a state of jealousy, and the action of envy was to take his brother out. Okay? What they don't tell you, and when you further read in the Ethiopian Bible or in the Apocryphal, is that in the, I want to say it's the book of Creation, but when you, or you know, it's the book of Adam and Eve, I believe. But when you read it, you will see that Cain realized what he did, and the horror came over him of what he actually did. He really did love his brother. See, that's the thing. What people don't understand about hate is it's a thin line between love and hate, because they're duality. They're basically on the same. They're on the same type of vibration, but just on different ends of the spectrum. When somebody hates you, they really love you. There's really some admiration in that. When somebody is jealous of you, there really is some admiration to that. When someone envies you, it's really some attraction in that. But people don't realize that. They just don't realize it's on the other spectrum of things. So yes, you can absolutely attract people into your space that are coveting your experience, that can make them sit into a state of jealousy, okay, to where it becomes envy. And like I told y'all with the formula of time again, time, cause. This person coveted something. So the effect, now we sit in a jealous state. Every time I see something good happening to her, she always gets something. It's always something. Da da da. So we sit in a new pattern. We real jealous, huh? That's who we becoming. That's not just something we experience. That's something we're becoming. Okay, boom. So we're sitting in this pattern. It now becomes what? A season. So now we become envious. And then we start doing things in these seasons. Little small jabs. Little small jabs with my words, because I know it's going to hit you. Little small things to sabotage things around you to make you think you crazy. And then it turns into a cycle of envy. And then I expose myself. It happens over time. And this is why when you notice someone coveting your experience, you immediately are to check that. Because if you allow it to go into the space of jealousy, or if you see it happening too many times, it's going to go into a state of envy, and you're going to have a problem. Because that level of sabotage that they're going to go to when it gets to envy, child, they don't even know what that's going to be like. Because they don't even realize what has happened until it has fully happened. This is how crimes of passion be happening, from a state of what? Jealousy. And then they are overcome with the spirit of envy. And that is how they self-destruct, because they give way to that. They submit to that. Envy is a spirit that has to be invited in. Invited in. The first state of that is coveting. The second stage of that is jealousy. The third state of that is full-blown possession of the spirit of envy. And it does not leave you unless it is banished out by the blood and by the name of Yeshua, or it does not leave you until it completes its cycle. So when we're talking about attraction and magnetism, when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. So very much so. Jealousy is a form of attraction. Envy is a deeper layer of that. But if you don't catch it at the root, which is coveting, envy and its cycle is going to be the fruit. So hopefully that answered your question. At least I hope so. Any other questions? I know there was kind of a lot. Any other questions? But yeah, when somebody hate me, I know you really love me. That's why I'm mad. You confused. You just on the other end of that spectrum. You hate that you love me. You hate that you love me, baby. That's what it is. And even when you think about Cain, it was the envy, the spirit of envy. He was, because I'm telling you, when it was done, he was mortified. He screamed because he was not himself, but he had allowed he had invited. Thank you, my love. All praises to the Most High. Thank you. All right. What class do I need to take to get connected with my higher self and start working on changing me and my kids' life? The Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. The Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. The Deconstruct and Refill Your Cup Masterclass. If you don't know who you are spiritually, you cannot get in alignment with your identity, and you have to set up spiritual practices, and you have to get rooted in your spirituality that is not anything according to what people have forced you to do out of fear or any form of obligation. It got to be real. It got to be pure. It got to be true. If you want to change your kids' life, you want to change your life, that is the course that my client Delilah took. And in 24 hours of her taking that course and start putting those things in place, she got 5 clients in 24 hours. About 4 or 5 days later, she ended up getting 4 more clients. And she had not been able to get a client. Maybe she had been able to get 1 client over a period of years. But she stepped out and took that course and did that work, and that her life literally changed in that short period of time, to the point to where she was like, hey, Elle, I'm getting ready to leave my job. I'm getting ready to do this. I'm like, get rooted. Since we talking babies, I'm serious about children. I'm serious about children because I'm serious about legacy. I am very serious about legacy. So we talking children, then we dealing with roots. We dealing with us. And we have to get rooted so that we become secure in our beliefs, so that we teach our children to be secure, okay? And we teach our children and ourselves how to sustain, okay? And how to thrive in this life. So start there. That is where I would tell you to start, okay? Will this class be closed next Saturday? What class, my love? What class? I need it. Girl, Latrice, go on and get it, boo. It's amazing. If you are in a relationship, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're in a relationship with the one that created you and it's based out of fear because you're scared of going to hell, you need to get that course. Because you can't feel safe in a relationship when you're scared of the other party. And when it says fear the Most High, it's saying reverence, worship. That's what it means. That's what it means. It's not, fear is in understanding you're not the almighty. You're not the creator of everything. That keeps you in your place. Hey, you got it, big dog. See, that got to be your mentality. That's what it looks like when they're talking about being humble. You got it. I promise you got it. I promise I don't have it, okay? You definitely got it. So that's the understanding, the humility aspect of it, like fear, like, whoa, yeah. I know you're not to be played with. Totally understand that. I worship and I reverence and I respect you for what you allow me to experience, for what you allow me to have, for the gifts that you've given me, okay? So fear, if you're doing it from a space of fear, I gotta go to church, I gotta do this, that's exactly why you hate God. That's exactly why you hate your experience. That's exactly why you feel like your relationship and all this is just, that's why you're all over the place. Because there's no clarity. And you can't have clarity in spaces where you are afraid to connect with the one that created you. We have to dissect that perception. We have to develop new routines. We have to dig deep to see what this really is. Because I understand, I've been there where being in heavy relationship with the Most High to being robotic, to being resentful. I don't want to talk to you. See, I've been there. But that comes from the fear and obligation and the lack of understanding. And like it tells you in scripture, of all things, you can get all the wisdom you want, but please get an understanding. And once I begin to get an understanding, I stopped being resentful. I'm very happy in my relationship. I'm rooted in my relationship. It's not regulated by me being afraid of what's going to happen. It's simply rooted in the fact that I love you. I value what you really have given me. Thank you for allowing me to be able to play this game of chess. Help me make decisions in the way that is going to amplify the desires of my heart. Because I know that's what you're trying to give me. I know that's what you're trying to give me. You ain't even trying to give me no hard life experience. It's not even that. Help my perception. Help my belief. Help my belief as I am intentionally, strategically making these moves. Because I don't know what's going to happen. And a lot of times in my relationship with the Most High will give me the next step. See, the Most High ain't giving me the full plan, babe. Give me the next step. Then, see, I got to come back. Okay, I got this. What's this? See, because if you give me the plan, and I'm talking about me here. If you give me the full plan, I'm probably just going to work the plan. I ain't coming back for more direction. See, the Most High know his own creation. You understand what I'm telling you? So this is how we're going to get this. This is how we working. This is how we moving. And every step that I've taken in the space of obedience has not failed me yet. So while you are out here as a queen who is the most powerful piece on the chessboard, making moves in life, you need to be moving in a space of being intentional. You need to be moving strategically. You need to know your identity. You need to obey your intuition without fail. And you need to know the intention of which you choose, why you choose to do anything, whether it's connect with someone, whether it's work with someone, whether it is do anything. You need to always know your why. I always tell women, the better you know yourself, okay, the better you can set up your life structure, okay? And when the realer you are with yourself, though, the longer you're going to be able to operate in this life structure. Very vital and extremely important, okay? This resonates with me so hard. I'll praise this. Are there any reviews on the courses? Yes. You should be able to click on several of them and be able to read them on the page, depending on which one that you're getting. But yes, there are. Gray in my receipts long, girl. long. For corporate women and for women in business. What questions do you guys have for me? Oh, will the class be 111? It's not going to be 111 next week. It's going up to 147 tonight at midnight. I think that's the system line. The price point, right? It's either 147 or 150. But my assistant set up the price point. But it's going up tonight at midnight. And you can get all my courses with client firm and afterpay too. Okay. So guys, I believe I'm going on here tomorrow. I'm trying to see if I'm coming in the morning or not. I don't really know. But I'm going to give you a gift tomorrow with the class I'm going to come with tomorrow on TikTok. And like I said, make sure you click the link in the bio to subscribe to my YouTube channel, all that great stuff. Because I'm going to be on YouTube real heavy coming into January. You're not going to see a whole lot of me on here. You're going to see me here and there, but you're really going to see me over there. So if you want the gems, if you are on the train to ascending, if you understand that we are in the midst of one of the greatest feminine risings that's happening in the world right now, and you want to make sure that you're in the space of mastery, not in the space of mediocrity, then come on over here. It's a seat at the table. But understand what your position is going to be when you come sit at this table. Because all the women at this table have a role and we have a position. And each one of these roles are valued. Each one of these women are valuable. Okay? And you want to bring your richness into this experience as well, which is your time, your energy, your attention. Okay? Your beauty. All right? So we can start magnetizing more spaces. I am going to be having a retreat. I paid for a retreat I paid for some aspects of retreat for October of 2025. But I said that at the time I was going to do that one in the States, but I am possibly doing some revamping. I don't know if I'm going to do that in the States or if I'm going to do that out of the States. So, yes, it's going to be very exciting. Let's get into the magnetic muse energy of 2025. I have my program that's also starting January 15th called the Magnetic Muse. If you want more information about that program, it's a 3-month program and then it's a 6-month aspect. But if you come into the 3-month, you're going to see some stuff, okay? So this is for women who want to really amplify their magnetism in the space of their emotions, women who want to make more money, and women who want to get better health. So if that is you, the Magnetic Muse is going to be that girl for the first quarter. Okay, I want women coming and get results, because here are the 3 results that women get from coming to work with me. You get 1 of these results, you get 2 of these results, and some women have gotten all 3 of these results. When you come to work with me, you're going to become a master of your emotions. You're going to become one of the most powerful women in your circles and one of the most powerful women in your world and in the world. Because most women are not powerful because they don't know how to master their emotions. See, there's a very small percentage of us who understand the power of stoicism, who understand how to regulate, who understand how to operate intelligently from an emotional standpoint, and who also understand how to process their emotions without projecting them onto other people. See, if that is the space that you want to be in, then you need to be in the Magnetic Muse, because that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to become a master of your emotions, okay? So if you ever want to understand the light and the darkness of your feminine energy, you're going to get all that energy from me, okay? In that aspect. The second thing is that women come to work with me and they make more money. Because I help you unlock a presence within yourself that is executive, which is exactly how one of my clients actually was able to elevate her presence and amplify her value at work to the point to where she's getting 5-figure bonuses ever since we started working together. So that's a corporate win. Women have come to work with me and gone from 0 to making a multitude of money, okay? It's all about your energetics. So that's the second thing. You want to make more money? That's how we do it. Without hustling, come on in. The third thing is women tend to lose weight when they come to work with me. I am not a weight loss coach. I am not a weight loss coach. I am not a weight loss coach. But women who have come to work with me have lost a minimum of 40 pounds. Women have lost 50 pounds. And I myself, 60 pounds. And I myself have lost almost 100 pounds. So I teach you to get in sync with your cycle, which includes eating for your cycle, which supports you in having better energy so that you can create. The more you can create, the more innovative you are. The more innovative you are, the more impactful you are. The more impactful you are, the more income chases you. See, I don't chase bags, and I don't teach my clients to chase bags. We actually catch them because we know how to be in position, because feminine women understand the key principle of this. Knowing how to receive, release, and reject. Because we understand the power in what we attract. So if you want to be a magnetic muse, if you want to be a part of that community, it is a 4-figure investment. There is a payment plan. There is a 3-figure investment required to hold your spot. We are starting January the 15th, and these women are going to be extremely magnetizing what they want on a huge level. Okay? So I'm so excited. I'm really just hype about that magnetic muse, because the magnetic muse carries the formula that has supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures and 6 figures to multi 6 figures, and to achieve emotional mastery, because that is my specialty, baby. So yes, thank you for doing that. Okay, so she just tagged you and said purchase her past class and it was worth every cent. Thank you so much. Thank you. All praises to the Most High. Everything good that comes from me comes from the one that created me, child. It is not me. So trust me when I tell you the work that I've done being a digital nomad, becoming a digital nomad, losing this weight, building this business. If I am able to do this via my obedience, I promise you, you can position yourself to be able to receive as well. If you feel like what I've said to you resonates with you and you are called to work with me, I'm telling you to get in the door. Because in 2025, I'm going to be becoming a little bit more exclusive with how I work and who I work with. So if you want in, start coming into the door now, because a lot of things are going to shift and change. You will see me, but people will not be able to get as much access to me. So if you are coming into community with me, that's going to probably be your best bet. I'm really excited about the rest of this year and everything that the Most High is going to do, because I understand that 2025 is nothing but about my choice. Self-control is a fruit of the spirit. You can only control yourself. Trying to control everything else outside of yourself is what positions you for emotional chaos. So don't do it. Don't magnify the problems in your life. Magnetize the new aspect of what you desire into your space. What's the minimum age to work with me? How about 21? My youngest client is 19. My youngest client is 19. The oldest woman I've ever worked with has been in her 60s. So there is no age limit. As long as you are an adult, you can come on in. Okay? You can come on in and you can get this work. So I would love for you to come in at 21. 19 to 21, early 20s are some of my favorite clients to work with, because I'm 41. So it positions me to challenge myself to make sure by the time 20 years later, when you get to my age, that you better than me. See, I'm one of them. They have people who don't want you to do good, or they want you to do good and not as better. No, I want you to be better than me. Because see, had somebody giving me the game at 20-something, I'd be better than me right now. Okay? What you see in front of you, this work started when I was 33 years old. So if this is me at 41 after 8 years of work, imagine the position I'm going to put you in if you come work with me at 21. You're going to be good to go when you get my age, baby. Which link is that? For which one, my love? Thank you. All praise to the Most High. Which, is it Lori? Which link, or which one are you talking about, boo? Because I want to make sure I send you to the right one. And then I got to go, y'all, because I'm cooking some lamb, some sweet potato mash, and some zucchini and squash. It'll be right. The 4-figure offer. Okay, so it's not posted. So what you would need to do, Lori, is DM me Magnetism and your email address, and I'm going to send you the information for the magnetic muse so you can review it if you're ready to start. What the starting holding spot is your $500 deposit. If you go ahead and take care of that, you will have your first meeting with me. We're gonna have our meeting, and once we have our meeting, we're going to set up and see what your goals are for 2025, and we're going to create what I like to call an embodiment plan. And you're going to become the extremely best version of yourself for 2025. I'm going to support you in that. We're going to go to the depths of the depths of the depths. And anyone who's worked with me directly on a one-on-one session understand what I'm talking about. Women get in those sessions, they get emotional. Women get in those sessions and they activate their power. So if you about their life, come on in and DM me, and I will send you that information, my love. Okay? I've already applied what I've learned from you in my 18 to my 18-year-old, and this helped both of us. Praise the Most High. I love that. I love when women take what's being given to them and they immediately start putting in their children, because that foundation, I'm telling you, it sets something. What's recommended for me to invest with first? What's your goal first? I'm starting life from scratch, so starting with you is perfect. Oh, okay. So tell me what your goal is, and what you want for yourself, and that's how I can recommend where you probably should start. So if you are in a space where you're like, I'm just trying to kind of master my feminine design, then I would tell you to grab How to Align with Your Authentic Feminine Design. If you are in a space where you're like, you know what, I just want to become the most magnetic version of myself, I want to start now, I want to get ahead of things, then I would recommend two things. I would recommend either the Magnetism Reset or first, and then I would recommend you coming into the Magnetic Muse. Okay, so I'll recommend the Magnetic Reset, the Magnetism Reset course first for 111, and then I would tell you to look at coming into the Magnetic Muse in January of 2025, which is the 15th of January. And the reason why I say that is because if you can master your magnetism at 18, 19, 20, 21, whoo, your latter 20s, your early 30s, your 40s, your 50s, chef's kiss. Like I said, you looking at 7 years of work. This 7. When I get 50, baby, I'm not only going to be fine, but I'm going to be right. You understand what I'm saying? Because I started at 30-something. You started at 20-something, and 40 is going to be a piece of cake. Because once you understand your dynamic from that space, you understand your position, and you can move anywhere on the chessboard. So most definitely Magnetism Reset first, and then Magnetic Muse. Okay, thank you so much. My aesthetic is very much so 90s beauty. I love the 90s era. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 83, so I'm definitely a 90s kid. So my aesthetic, the women in the 90s were just so, I just looked at them like, oh my gosh. So for me, that is just my thing. Yes, come on. And let me tell you something. I'm manifesting that class. Absolutely. See, and I had a client named Aaron who wanted to work with me in 2023. And I had the alignment bundle around that time. And she was like, you know, I'm manifesting to get that. And so she literally, it was 222. And she called me. She said, girl, I just got a check for 223. And I'm going to get your course. She got that course. That supported her. From that course, she ended up attracting and magnetizing another higher level job for herself. And then she said, I'm coming back and I'm joining your program. She started buying all the other courses, and she came and she joined my program. It kept, the more work she kept doing, things kept manifesting, more money kept coming in, and she kept coming back. See, that's the thing. I put you in position to make money. Either you can make more money and never come back, or you can come back and be like, you know what? I need actually more of this. It's not just about the money. I need the energetics. I need the understanding. Come on back. But I don't force or trick anybody to come back. Okay? All right. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. I love y'all to pieces. Lord willing, the goal is for me to see y'all tomorrow. For those who have purchased the course, you're going to get an email within an hour. I'm really excited for you guys. So this is going to be really, really fun. An exciting time for me. So just like I said, just make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel too, so you don't miss the masterclass. Super, super excited. I really want to become a successful photographer. Honey, you can do whatever it is you feel like you want to do. And this is coming from someone who left their job at 35, and they was telling me, you're crazy, you're going to be a self-care coach, build a 6-figure business. They asked me, what you do? Eat my family, talk crazy, and then you know she got a business. So if that's truly what you want to do, we just have to get aligned actions and making sure that that's in alignment and working that process out energetically. So we good. Okay, all right, y'all, I'm about to go for real this time. I hope that y'all have an amazing day. Lord willing, I will see y'all on tomorrow. Yes, this will be going up on YouTube. It's probably going to go up tonight. So go over there and subscribe and send your friends, because I'm going to post this tonight and let it play. Okay, love y'all to pieces, and I will talk to y'all.